Hi everybody, I'm Rachel, the 15-minute lesson planner. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't hit subscribe already, don't forget to, please and thank you. So it's week 3 already. I hope you're settling in and your children are having a really good time. This week we're going to learn all about community helpers. So that is anyone who helps us in any way in the community. It is a really fun week filled with drama, music and role play, and it's going to help the kids have a really good time if the nerves are starting to kind of come in about now. So the first lesson I have for you this week is a community helpers drama. Basically, it's a game of guess who. The children can act out or the teacher can act out, whoever it is that they think helps them in the community. Builders, librarians, shopkeepers, anybody like that. And it's a good way to gauge how much the children understand about their community and who does help them, because children live in a world of their own and believe that they're the center of it, and it's about 3 or 4 when they start to come out of that. So it's a good way to kind of gauge where they are in that transition, to realize that there's a lot going on in the world. It's not just them and everything that they do. The second lesson I have for you this week is a crossing guard game, which is a fun one for the garden, but you can play it inside as well. Basically, we'll have three circles painted by the children: a red, green and amber or yellow, and one child will be nominated as the crossing guard and the other children will have to obey the instructions. So again, it's who helps us in the community and what do they do. They keep us safe. Do they provide a service? What do they do and how does that benefit us? And it's a really good way to practice the children's manners as well. Saying thank you to the crossing guard when they pass. If your children aren't quite there yet to be in charge of a game, the teacher can be the crossing guard and the children can follow. It's in the same vein as What Time Is It, Mr. Wolf? Only really simplified down, because coming into your classroom, they should be just about 3, some of them will be 4, but gauge where they are. You can make it easier or more difficult depending on your own children. Librarians are the next people up in the community that we're going to take a look at, and we are going to add librarian to our job board this week. And the librarian's job is to make sure the books are safe, make sure they're returned properly, make sure the library is clean, and also the children can do a story time. So they can all bring in their favourite book this week and take turns being the librarian for story time. We have a doctor or a vet station next, which is a really good role play. You can have plasters, bandages. If you have any doctor's equipment available, that's great, but it's really not necessary. The children can use their imagination. If there are any Montessorians out there that aren't sure about the use of imagination in the classroom yet, this is imagination based in reality, so it's going to be fine and it's really good fun, even in the Montessori classroom. You should really try and incorporate things like this and give children as much of the real life experience as you can. I have a water play idea next, which can be played in a basin or the sink or wherever you do your water play normally. And instead of tools this week, we're going to use figurines. So whatever you have in your classroom available, Peppa Pig figurines or people, whatever, they're going to practice water safety. So you're going to have a discussion with your class about that first and then leave them in the water. You can nominate one of the figures as the lifeguard, and it's their job to keep people safe and take them out of the water if they are not being safe. So it's just, again, getting the children to know who is helping them in the community, what their job is and why they're so important and why it's really important to say thank you. A great activity for your language area this week is post office role play. I have made a little post box, which is just a cereal box turned inside out and painted green. I've written post on it, you can't really see it there. Give the children cards, envelopes, papers, pencils, crayons, stickers, whatever they need, and let them go to town. You can nominate a postmaster, or you can just leave the post box on the wall and let the children go mad. It's a really fun one, practices all of their linguistic skills. Who are you sending the letter to? Why? Holding a pencil, fastening an envelope. It's a really good one, and the children have so much fun. We're going to take a look at bin men next and sorting waste. So I'd hope that in your classroom you have your 3 bins: recycling, compost and waste. You're going to get the children to identify those bins. If you haven't got them labelled with the word and an image depicting what it is already, get on that this week, because it's really important for the children to identify the words and pictures with the actual object. So we're going to give the children real waste. You can clean it or not, or you can do this at snack time when there is normally more waste than usual, and figure out which bin the children's waste go into. You can also set this up in the home corner with waste that is reusable, and set up little bins in the home corner for the children and make sure that they're disposing of their waste correctly. We're going to have a look at restaurants next, so the children can be a chef and make their own pizza. That is the easiest thing to do for this, but you can bake and make whatever you usually do. The easiest thing for us to do is, get a tortilla base, put on some tomato puree, some herbs if you like, and some cheese and veggies. The children can all make their own, and you just stick them in the microwave for 2 minutes, or under the grill if you have the facilities, for about 2 minutes as well. And let them cool and let the children eat it as their snack, and it's so much fun. If you haven't got any cooking facilities available, you can play restaurants, you can nominate waiters, customers and chefs, and get that going in the home corner. For art this week, we're going to make a fire engine. So just to reiterate as well, it is really important to get the children to identify why these people are important and have the discussion about when we need them. So we have made a fire engine this week, which is just either an egg carton, or I've used a tissue box. So cut out some wheels, colour them on, put on a very artistic window, and I've made a ladder out of lollipop sticks and matchsticks, and I have just made 2 holes in the top, and the children can stick it in and go crazy, and they get to take it home, and 3D art is always so much fun. Another art activity you can do this week is to give the children a variety of shapes in different colours and ask them to make their favourite helper. This can also be titled What I Want to Be When I Grow Up, and we're going to ask the children to make what they do. So we're identifying the people by their uniforms here, which is just another way of identifying them if they're not in the setting you're used to seeing them. So the nurse will have the white jacket and the white hat, the doctor will have a white jacket, maybe a stethoscope, the fireman will have a red hat, the postman might have a green coat, which can be, squares, triangles, circles, simple shapes, and get the children to do it. And don't forget to title whatever it is that the child tells you that it is at the bottom, and they are really nice to hang on the wall for a couple of weeks. So that's what I have for you this week, guys. Don't forget to go to 50minutelessonplanner.com and download the lesson plans to have in your file. And I will see you again next week. Bye!